Hi, welcome to June's ADRA Update. We're so glad you've joined us this month. We're going to showcase a little bit about how we've been active and what this summer looks for us here at ADRA Canada. Our first guest today, we have with us Cho Thel, and she is one of our senior project managers for the BRIGHT project. This is a project that is active in 3 countries, and those 3 countries are Myanmar, Sudan, and Niger. The project was originally designed for post-conflict countries. However, since its inception, that has changed, and we see an escalation of conflict in all 3 of those countries. So today we're going to talk with Cho Thel about what her transition to Canada has looked like, as well as her experiences in Myanmar. Cho Thel, welcome to ADRA Update.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So Cho Thel, please share with us what has been your experience transitioning from Myanmar just within the last 2 weeks in-house to ADRA Canada?
Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my experience. Yeah, so actually before I came to Canada, it was a kind of worrying for me because with my the passport, issue and also the situation there. So, but I know that a lot of people are praying for me, in Canada, our colleagues and also our church back home. So church members, they also kept praying for me for my smooth transition. Great. So I think God really heard our prayers. So the trip or my transition to Canada, it was really smooth and it went very well. So yeah.
Oh, very
it's
good.
Nice.
I know having you in-house has been great, but while you were over there, you actually got to experience your feet on the ground directly related to our BRIGHT project. So can you please share with us from your perspective, what did you see over there, and is there any kind of personal story that you can share with our donors and our supporters and our partners and viewers?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I think I'm really privileged to be also in Myanmar while I'm overseeing 3 countries, for BRIGHT education projects. So being based in Myanmar is a privilege because it's not post-conflict, setting. Yes. The war is really going on this time. So, but I was able to visit the communities. So in 2 states, so because we have project in Kaya and also Northern Shan. So I was able to visit both areas and also I met with the community members. And, imagine living in the war conflict zone. So it's like I was able to talk to the parents of the students. So it's like they lose hope because of the current, situation, what's going on there. But he said, because of BRIGHT. So it's like BRIGHT is really, brightly shining. Yes. Because they live in the forest, in the jungle, hiding. And also they are IDPs, internally displaced people. They leave homes and they move to the jungle, hiding themselves. So with a small piece of land, they just kind of, try to make a living out of that. They plant some, crops. So they said, we lose hope, but, because of BRIGHT, at least we see and we are happy that our kids have future. Because BRIGHT is able to give them, the education opportunity, what they have been already losing before. Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense. And you said that you connected directly with a father, who had been preparing his field, and it's giving his children opportunity, right?
Yes, yeah, because he said, while he was kind of preparing land for plantation, he was also asking himself, what if, next day they have to run again, they have to displace again, right? So whatever things he's doing now for the plantation, it will be a waste, right? So it's like they don't even know, they are not sure about their tomorrow. So, but still seeing their kids going to school, it's a kind of temporary shelter, but kids were able to, they are able to learn and also, get that education opportunity, because BRIGHT is really giving free education to, the children who are out of school. So it's like bring them back to school. So that's what we are doing.
Well, as a senior program manager, I just want to say thank you so very much for your leadership with Bright. And it's good to have you on Canadian soil.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. July is coming up. This is our camp meeting season. You'll be seeing us go coast to coast across Canada, and we would love to have you stop by and see what's happening at our booth, as well as coming and visiting some of our presentations we'll be putting on. We'll be active at each camp meeting, and so we look forward to seeing you. Which leads me a little bit into our next campaign topic, and that is connected to our 40th anniversary. Yes, ADRA has been active around the globe, giving, showing, sharing justice, compassion, and love for the last 40 years. We're developing some timelines that will go out. We're going to be hosting an in-person event come November, and the official launch date is October 10. So please check your inboxes, look in your mail. Please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Look for us on YouTube, Vimeo, and at adratv.com to see what's happening in regard to our 40th anniversary. For our second and final guest today, we have with us Grant Hillier, and he is our Associate Director for Emergency Management. And we are so glad to welcome him because I know in my inbox alone, I've received multiple sit-reps connected to emergencies around the world in the last month. So Grant is going to give us a little bit of a snapshot of what that has looked like, as well as ADRA's response. Welcome, Grant.
Thanks, Teresa.
Yes. So if you could just tell us a little bit about through the month of June, if you want to include a little bit of May, that's okay as well. But what has been happening in regard to emergencies globally?
Okay, so for the month of June, we continue with our programming in 8 different countries currently, in Lebanon, Kenya, Somalia, Yemen, and Syria, as well as Ukraine, and new programming commencing soon in Haiti that we're currently working on.
Mm-hmm. Sure, excellent. Thank you so much. Can you comment very briefly on the East Africa crisis, very briefly on maybe the Kakova Dam and the break that happened a few weeks ago?
Yeah, so in East Africa, our programming, we're continuing our programming in Somalia and in Kenya, in northern Kenya. Those projects are coming to an end over the next few months, and we're going to extend the Somalia project. Needs there continue to be very high. Our Sudan programming has paused. We just finished a project there probably 2 months ago now, a project down in Blue Nile region. And right now, ADRA Sudan's just really re-establishing the office and their operational capacity there.
Right. And to my understanding, we're assisting with a needs assessment office there in particular, correct?
Yes, that's my understanding. Yep.
Wonderful.
Yeah. With regard to the dam attack in Ukraine, we have existing programming in Ukraine through IHA that's providing evacuation support, multipurpose cash assistance and protection, psychosocial support and shelter. And so we redirected some of our attention to displaced people from the dam attack. Okay. I think in total we've provided multipurpose cash assistance to about 2,000 people there who were displaced due to that attack, as well as providing evacuation transport for those individuals.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Any last commentary in regard to emergencies around the world?
You know, there's just so many, and I tend to just focus on the areas where we have programming currently or we're thinking about programming. I do have one in front of me from this morning that I just happened to still be here for this conversation, and it's a report from it's a 2003 Global Peace Index report for 2023. And in 2022, deaths from global conflict increased by 96% to 238,000 people. Wow. And this is the problem is conflict, and until we can get along, we're not going to solve some of these bigger long-term issues.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Grant. We appreciate just not only the commentary, but some of the reflection on even just humanity and the unity that we need to find. And so to our supporters, our donors, emergency management, it's a very dynamic area. And so if you want to give in any capacity, we have an emergency management landing page. Please go to adra.ca and donate today. Thank you so very much. And thank you, Grant, for joining us. Thank you for joining us for this June ADRA update. You can look for us next month coming into your inbox, as well as you can find the video on YouTube, Vimeo, adratv.com. And if you have a smart TV, we are active again on Amazon Fire and Roku. So there's lots of ways that you can engage with the ADRA update and find out what's happening at your local ADRA Canada. We want to thank again our supporters, our donors, those who partner with us in various ways and methods to really accomplish true impact in people's lives here at home in Canada as well as around the world. We'll see you next month.